Communications and Investor Education at the Alberta Securities Commission. During her career, she has won both awards and received death threats. Who knew working in PR could be so risky? But she emerged unscathed from her latest venture, which she will tell you about tonight. Please welcome Alison.
Okay, despite the death threats, I feel like the most dangerous thing I've ever done is come down this stage in these heels. All right, let's do this. Maple Stock Investments. Has anyone ever heard of them? No? That's okay. I'll tell you more about Maple Stock in a moment and my role in its creation. As Pam mentioned, I work at the Alberta Securities Commission, and a big part of my job is to educate Albertans about how to spot and avoid securities fraud. If you're not familiar with the ASC, this is not a perfect comparison, but more or less, we're Chuck Rhodes and we go after Bobby Axelrod's. If you haven't seen the show, check it out because it's awesome. But what that means is that we're a law enforcement agency that investigates and prosecutes securities fraud. Securities fraud is a serious issue in many countries, including Canada. We know from talking to victims that the effects of it can be devastating. Millions are lost every year, and behind those dollars are people, like the doctor who lost his entire life savings to an unscrupulous friend, and now at age 73 takes the bus to work every day to support himself. Time and time again, we hear from victims that they didn't think it would happen to them. But once the scam's uncovered, the money has usually been lost, spent, or moved overseas, where it's virtually impossible to recover. That's why it's so important not to fall for a scam in the first place. So what do we do to help? Beyond our enforcement activities, we spend a lot of time educating Albertans about how scams aren't always obvious and how to recognize the red flags. And we know this is not everybody's favorite topic, so we've done things to be approachable and entertaining to get our message across, like hiring the Heebie-Jeebies as our barbershop quartet, to help us remind Albertans that not all scams are cut and dry. Despite our best efforts, Albertans still fall victim. We knew we needed to do something bold to get people's attention. It was suggested that we stage our own investment scam and invite people to a fake seminar to show how simple it can be to fall for securities fraud. My response was tepid. We were all sitting around a conference table and I think I said, wait, isn't that mean? Particularly in this economy, did we really want to pull a bait and switch? But then we flipped it around and thought, in a bad economy, desperation can breed victims. We need to take action. I took a deep breath and said, all right, I'm in. Like the TV show Law & Order, oftentimes scams are ripped from the headlines. So our perfect scam offered an opportunity to benefit from Calgary's sluggish condo market by investing in partnership units backed by a portfolio of distressed condominiums. To prepare, we did a lot of research on how to create the perfect scam. Everything we used was publicly available and free or very inexpensive. We found research on the psychology of trust. So, for example, did you know that Garamond is the most trustworthy font? Who knew? We also conducted our own research and asked questions like, which is the most trustworthy logo? Thus was born Maple Stock Investments. Because what's more trustworthy than a Canadian, and what's more Canadian than a maple leaf? Quickly, easily, and inexpensively, we created a substantial online presence for Maple Stock. We created a persona for our pitchman named Jonathan Fisher and hired an actor to play him. We decided Mr. Fisher was very well educated, he had a degree from the prestigious London School of Economics, and that when he's not generously spending his time spreading the word about how to profit like an expert, he's on his yacht in the Caribbean. We invited Calgarians to a lunch event at a local hotel where they could learn about this fantastic investment opportunity. We were really concerned that people might respond poorly when told that this was a scam, so we did extensive scenario planning. I knew what we would do if 2 people left the presentation, if 10 people left the presentation, or if someone threw a chair at me. And I wouldn't have blamed them. A lot of people were interested. Calgarians accessed the event page more than 8,500 times despite many red flags, like a free lunch seminar, guaranteed rates of high return, and pressure to get in early. The day of the event, we welcomed attendees into a packed ballroom. A broad range of people attended. We had a retired accountant, we had a couple of financial guys, we had a mom with a couple of her kids in tow. Now we're coming face to face with the people we were tricking, and I started to feel even worse. So, and I don't have my, there we go. A bodyguard had been hired in case things went off the rails. He told me that the best way to escape would be the door behind the stage, and I was like, I'm all in. But there was no going back, so I just kept practicing my yoga breathing. Our actor took the stage and introduced himself as Jonathan Fisher. He asked, how many people want to have a comfortable retirement? All the hands went up. Easy question. And so the pitch began. We revealed that this was all a scam through a video. To bring home how devastating investment fraud can be, we told the heartbreaking true story of a family from Edmonton. In December 2016, Fred Turbide, the father of the man shown here, took his own life after being swindled out of $300,000, his life savings. The lights came up, fake Jonathan said, Maple Stock's a scam, it's all the ASC's fault, turn the stage over to me. I braced for some verbal rotten tomatoes and I explained why we went to such lengths to show how simple it can be to fall for investment fraud. We were shocked by the reaction of those in the audience. People actually applauded and thanked us. And okay, it wasn't like the picture, but after all the worrying, we felt like rock stars. They got it. Investment fraud could happen to them because it almost did happen to them. We wanted to share this experience and message with all Albertans, so we captured the event on video and released it to the media. Got amazing pickup, and it was covered extensively in TV, print, radio, and social media. I'm confident that this project took a few years off my life, but I'm really glad we did it. If we can prevent one 73-year-old retiree or one Fred Turbide from being taken, it's worth it. We gave a couple of tips to our scam seminar attendees that I thought I'd share with you tonight. The first is to understand that if it sounds too good to be true, like high rates of return with low or no risk, it is too good to be true. And the other is to check the registration of the person offering you an investment, which is fast, free, and easy to do on our website. For more tips, I hope you'll visit our website at checkfirst.ca. Thank you.